Once the sun quarreled with the moon. The sun said the leaves on trees are green, whereas the moon said that they are the color of silver. The moon asserted that men on earth generally sleep, whereas the sun said that usually all men are moving. The moon asked, then why is there such a silence on the earth? Who told you this? The sun said. On earth there is so much noise. The strife lasted for a long time. Then the wind came along. He listened to the debate and smiled. Your quarrel is in vain. I blow when the sun shines and when the moon shines. During the day, when the sun rises on the earth, everything happens just like the sun said. There is noise on earth, men work, and leaves are green. By night, when the moon rises, everything is changed. Men sleep, silence reigns, and the color of the leaves changes to silver. Sometimes, when a cloud covers the moon, they even look black. Neither you, sun, nor you, moon, know the whole truth. The two sides we are considering is materialism and spiritualism. When one doesn't believe in God, one cannot understand the full picture, just like the situation the sun and the moon found themselves in. I want you to think about whatever I'm going to say with an open mind. Much of the world today has taken a stand for God's non existence. We are mere dust. Who are we to decide and state that God is non existent? Have you searched the entire infinite universe to profess that God cannot and does not exist? In the past, men of esteemed intellect were so confident that the atom was indivisible, that one could never get to the moon, and yet they were disproved. Similar men in the future figured out the divisibility of atoms and traveled to the moon. What chance is God's non existence theory to be right? Let's just start off with the most basic life unit, a cell. The DNA information in one single celled organism equals the amount of information in thousands of sets of encyclopedias. Yet one single encyclopedia is written by an intelligent mind, but this single celled organism has come by chance. One scientist figured that the odds for one cell to emerge by pure chance is 1 in 10 to the power 40,000. And is this more rational than God's creation of the world? Now, what about the human body, made up of trillions of those cells? Being a medical student myself, learning about those tiny neurons, one of the many electrical cells that make up our immensely complicated system, is just crazy. Have you ever thought about why there's male and female instead of just one sex? Moving on from our human bodies, we haven't even gotten to the working of the entire universe with its galaxies, planets, constellations, with stars. Scientists' calculation of the number of galaxies in the observable universe is constantly changing and is running into trillions. What about stars? There are billions of trillions of them. Scientists haven't been able to completely figure it out. The one we know best, the Sun, which itself houses a million Earths, is a minuscule star compared to so many, many others. Is this an accidental union of elementary particles? Creation is a huge evidence of a creator. Nothing but an intelligent mind could have come up with this. You say, here they go again. There is no explanation as to how our bodies, this universe, came into being, so they put a God in the picture and say he made everything. Well, is that the thought that comes in your mind when you find a watch on the roadside? This watch must have accidentally come together by random screws and gears that also accidentally came together and somehow landed on the road. When you look at a building, you don't think of rooms just coming together. You think of someone planning the entire structure and implementing it with workers. When you look at a painting, you don't think of a blank sheet just coloring itself. You think of an artist sitting down and carefully applying stroke after stroke. You don't question it one bit. Just like how a building is evidence of a builder and a painting is evidence of a painter, creation must be evidence of a creator. It's perfectly logical. The planets that keep going in perfect velocity and paths, the location of our Earth such that it is warm enough for our survival, yet not close enough to the sun so that we would be burnt. Our ecosystems balance, the seasons, everything works in perfect harmony. If a simple watch with a simple logic cannot come into working without an intelligent mind, how does this universe? The question isn't really does God exist? The question actually is, will you accept it? Psalm 19 verse 1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the sky proclaims the work of his hands." Romans 1 verse 20 says, "Since the creation of the world, God's invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse." This means that nature bears witness to God through its beauty, complexity, design, and that's sufficient evidence. I want to mention a bit what I believe. The entire universe was made by God. The blue sky, the ocean, the forest, the birds, animals, sea creatures, the mountains, sunset and sunrise. Most importantly, God made us, humans, in His own image. God, the creator of the heavens, who stretches them out, who spreads out the earth with all that springs from it, who gives breath to its people and life to those who walk on it. Creation does not just need God for coming into existence, but also for its continuing existence. God is not only the creator, but also the sustainer of life. He gives breath and life to all living beings, emphasizing his ongoing involvement with his creation. The universe cannot explain its own existence. Neither can you explain your own existence. Only by recognizing the eternal God who gives me being can I make any sense of my existence. We find our purpose in our Creator. Watch this video to understand what the meaning of our life is, what our Creator intended for us.